Everybody's attention now.
This is it, Josh! This is it!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of WrestlePoint. We are a little bit tardy on this one, but we're finally getting around to doing our Monday Night Raw review from Monday, October 25th. This, normally when you say this was a good episode of Raw, the knee-jerk reaction is, well, that's a really low bar because Raw sucks. But this was just, I think this was just a pretty good, on the whole, just wrestling show. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
I agree. Yes, I would say it was a bright spot for what I think I'm looking forward to next week's Raw, if that's an indication of how the Raw's going. Yeah,
to their credit, that this was technically the beginning of they kept calling it the season premiere because this was the first time with the new draft rosters, and they did a good job of putting together a pretty good. There was still crap on it, but we'll get to that. Let's just start off at the very beginning. You come out there's no better way to start off a season than with the champion. So naturally, Big E does start, and was this a hometown show for Big E?
It was in Texas. I'm not sure if he's from Houston.
Is he from Texas? I thought he's from the Boston area.
I don't remember.
Let me look it up real quick. Go ahead.
I think he's from Florida.
I don't know why I thought this was a hometown show for him.
Langston. Big E had to look. Well, he went to the University of Iowa.
Yeah, he went to Iowa.
It says he's from Tampa.
Okay,
yeah,
well then never mind. But anyway, so Big E was over as fuck with this crowd. Cuts a nice, welcome promo. Mentioned Xavier Woods winning King of the Ring, so I almost fast forwarded it. But then I almost fast forwarded it, but I didn't. Because he is still part of the New Day. He does have to say it. Tips his cap to Drew for says thank you, Drew, for pushing me to the limit. Thought they hated each other, but it's almost like the hatred was really forced or something like that. But anyway, out comes Seth Rollins.
Did they ever say they hate each other?
They had beef. They were trying to sell beef.
I mean, that's a feud, though.
Yeah, Drew wanted the championship.
There have been respectful feuds where you are respectful all the way out.
Afterwards because they shook hands.
I'll never.
And you wouldn't know because you didn't.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna buy that.
So you can't.
Regardless, that's neither here nor there. Out comes Seth. Saying pretty much, you know why I'm here. I want the WWE title. And Big E naturally is like, you lost to Edge, you get to the back of the line. And then next came Ray, which just was random. That was so random. What's Ray doing out here? And Ray starts talking about the things he's accomplished and why he deserves a shot at the title. Then Finn Balor comes out, starts talking about his accomplishments, doesn't mention that he just lost to a comedy joke tag team wrestler, so he should really get to the back of the line. Then Kevin Owens comes out, and long story short, this opening segment was a bit of a mess because so many people had to come in and interrupt everything. So I feel like it never really fully was able to get going because every time a new person came in, it kind of restarted. But what comes out of this is we get a fatal 4-way ladder match in the main event for the number one contendership, which I was looking forward to all night.
Ladder matches are fun.
I agree, and also it gave me I got happy that it was a ladder match because at the end, obviously something screwy can happen, but at the end of the day, it's we're gonna have a definitive winner no matter what. No matter what happens, we're gonna have a winner, and that's been the issue with Raw for the past couple of weeks, where we haven't really had a definitive winner in the main events recently. And so I was just looking forward to having some clarity on someone's actually gonna win a match and someone's gonna actually get a title shot, and it's not gonna be I have to worry about this person interfering, this and this and this. I was just happy for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was, I thought, other than the various promos kind of stepping on each other's toes, I thought as far as establishing a mood for the rest of the show, I thought this was a fine segment. And then we move on. We get a number one contenders tag team match between the Dirty Dog, if I remember correctly, the Dirty Dogs, the Street Profits, and the Alpha Academy, was it?
Yes.
Yeah. I was excited for this one because it's three. I mean, we don't see the Alpha Academy very much, but we know that those guys can work. We know the Street Profits are really exciting. We know that the Dirty Dogs can also work, and I was kind of surprised that the Dirty Dogs won. I was happy. They were my favorite team in the match, but I thought for sure the Street Profits were going to win this.
Dirty Dogs, let's go. I mean, I've always been high on the Dirty Dogs. You can't say I haven't.
Agree.
So I'm very happy. You know, and like tag team feuds, you know, when you especially start a new band, you gotta have some of those fillers. You know, it's important. You know, like a good series. Sometimes it be all action, but sometimes you wanna, you know, see the characters go downtown, have a little snack at the cake bar. You know, when you make a little cooking meal, you know, your main attraction will be your fillet or your fish, your potato salad. But sometimes you need to have those seasoned Brussels sprouts, you know, and the Dirty Dogs are the seasoned Brussels sprouts, you know. You gotta have that because it's important for a good title run.
So, there's a positive and negative with this for me. Positive, I like the Dirty Dogs. I'm glad they won, but I do not like that the title match was on the same night.
Agree. That's something you do when the number one contender is a babyface.
I think the reason why they did that is because they advertised for Omos and AJ versus RK Bro for the RKO Bro or what? RK Bro. I don't know what, but they advertised that as a title rematch on this Raw, but they canceled it because I think they got so much backlash. Like, why were we seeing this again? So they canceled that, but they felt like they had to do another title match. I personally was rooting for the Alpha Academy to win because I don't know. I'm very intrigued by the Alpha Academy, but I was not mad with Dirty Dogs, and I have a lot to say about the match later that they had, but this was a fine match.
Yeah. Wait. Before we move on, I have a theory because I've been thinking about now. Alpha Academy. Last time we talked about Alpha Academy or Big was with the USA thing, and I'm thinking about, you know, it's Raw versus SmackDown. Is there a possibility Alpha Academy titles before Survivor Series to face the Usos?
I don't think so. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
Because especially like you don't really want. I feel like Survivor Series, you don't really want those heels versus heels.
They have it all the time, though. I mean, look at last year. The last time had Sammy against Bobby.
Yeah, but like if you look at the card right now, it's Roman versus Big E. It's be Usos versus RK Bro. Who's the Intercontinental Champion? Shinsuke. Hopefully it's not Nakamura by the time we.
It might be Corbin by Survivor Series.
It might be Corbin by Survivor Series. That's probably the most likely. But I also, I don't think there's enough there. They just stare them down for 2 seconds. I don't think there's enough there to make a whole Survivor Series.
Then again, it's foreshadowing WWE likes to do. I mean, for my sense, I think Tony Storm and Dolph Ziggler a romance a year from now because of that one segment from a month ago.
I think you're getting RK Bro the champions until at least the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
at least the Royal Rumble.
Me too.
Okay then.
Yeah, so next we can start saving a little bit of time. We had the Queen's Crown coronation.
Queen's Crown.
And did anyone care?
No.
I skipped most of this, but I do have to say, Zelina can pull off the gimmick. So
she can.
Better than Doudrop ever would.
Yes.
And Xavier Woods.
No. Speaking of Doudrop, next thing we had Zelina Vega, or Queen Zelina, I guess we should start calling her, versus Doudrop. And another, as if the short matches in the tournament itself weren't bad enough. We had another terrible short match between these two. And Zelina wins, as she should, but this did nothing for me.
I told myself I'm not going to complain about this match because Zelina won. If Doudrop won, I would have complained, but they did the right thing. Zelina won. Let's end this feud. Zelina can go on to, I don't know what she's going to do. But
I'm gonna be honest. I think Doudrop is my least favorite women's wrestler.
She's up there for me. She's
more than Nia. More than Nia.
I'll say this: Nia Jax will always be number one in my heart.
You know why it's more than Nia?
Number two is on Raw. Number two is on Raw, but they weren't in this.
You know why it's not Nia and it's Doudrop? has a presentation of, oh, I'm a monster, and Dewdrop just like it's like a big.
Don't
Okay.
don't do it.
okay.
Don't do it.
I
Don't
don't
do
know.
it.
Just her like skipping to the ring, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm top." Like this. I hate the fucking theme song. The theme song's awful. Like, it's so. I wasn't gonna call it. It was more like a hippo or something like that. I
Whoa,
don't know.
whoa. All right, move on. Next.
Yeah, next.
It's just
Okay.
awful.
Yeah, so on this next segment, I didn't. We had Becky Lynch in ring. This whole thing, this was one of my least favorite things on the show. This would not end. How many times have we seen Bianca? Because Bianca Belair eventually comes out. How many times have we heard Becky cut this exact same promo talking about how she's the man? How many times have we seen Bianca Belair come out and talk about how great she says, I've proven that I can be the EST without the title. In what way? Has she won a match since she lost the title? I don't think so. This was and I'm kind of sick of
she's being
two.
Charlotte.
And I'm kind of sick of seeing these two together. I really am. This was boring and it wouldn't
we should started this feud.
So first off, I disagree heavily. I thought Bianca was great on the mic in this. I have never. I get your point where you're sick of the story, but I don't remember the story where Bianca comes out and she's saying, "Well, Becky, you need the title. I don't, because like doesn't matter what this crowd's from cheering me no matter what. Even if I lost the title, they don't care."
Well, Alexa just cut that promo on Charlotte, so I mean, it's the same it's different people, but the same promo.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I thought this was one of Bianca's best work on the mic. She's spotty at best sometimes, but I thought she was really good in this. And I know Becky's gonna win no matter what. I don't see Becky losing next week. I think we're actually gonna have maybe a clean finish or no one interrupting this time. So maybe we can end that feud once that match ends, because we still haven't really got, even though you're really annoyed, we still haven't got a singles match really with Bianca and Becky.
No, we haven't. And I won't complain when they actually have a singles match, because it'll probably be good.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be next week. They already have it.
Yeah.
Next
There
week.
you go.
So yeah, I didn't hate it.
I have nothing. Becky Lynch is fine.
Her character still kind of confuses me.
No. Her character, her heel character, I like much more than the man. It's. I don't think it's confusing. She's the man, and she owns it, and it's in an obnoxious way,
But I can't really call her a necessarily a full-fledged heel, because she still pops the crowd all the time talking about like being Becky Two Belts and stuff.
Okay, but you can say the same thing about a lot of heels throughout WWE
Like
history.
who?
What do you mean, like who?
Name one.
He's frozen. He's frozen.
Okay, let me see. Who was a big baby face and then turned heel? CM Punk.
Not turning heel, but like where she can't decide.
It's true. Don't lie. It's true.
But I'm not talking about a heel like a babyface that turned heel or a heel that turned babyface. I'm talking about someone that half the promos they cut are heel promos and the other half are babyface promos.
Yeah, CM Punk as well.
I don't think she's cut a babyface promo.
When she cut a babyface promo?
Every time she talks about being Becky Two Belts, that's babyface. She's trying to pop the crowd.
Yeah,
she's trying to pop the crowd.
I don't agree with
Being
that.
crowd that makes you a babyface? What the fuck?
Yeah.
She's trying to pop the crowd.
You're reaching now.
At least I had an example for mine when you say like who, and then I ask you to name one. You can't.
It's CM Punk. You can't deny it.
Oh, I can, but whatever.
Stop denying it. It's not. It's true. Damn, it's damn well true. Maybe could he got? I'm pretty sure he got cheers when he was heel a little bit.
I'm not talking about heels that get cheers. So then you could just say Roman Reigns. I'm talking about half the things Becky says are heel, and then half the time she acts like a babyface.
What are some of the posts she says are face? That's what I'm saying.
Whatever. Okay, we agree to disagree.
I'm asking you.
Esther.
What?
I love when she calls her Esther.
I still don't know why she does that.
It's funny.
Well,
How
let's go,
No,
to the
I'm not
laugh.
complaining about it. I'm just saying I legitimately don't know why she
let's
does
go to the next thing, but I'm going to Google why Becky calls her Esther.
Right, that's gonna
it. Yeah, okay, so the next thing we had Kevin Owens and Finn Balor backstage. This was really quick. This is just, they have to do their obligatory, there's a main event, and we want you to remember that there's a main event. So it's just, they're like, I respect you, you respect me, but tonight's it's every man for themselves.
Yeah.
Fine.
Enough.
Kevin Owens forgot to ask Finn Balor why you in this match. You lost to a mid-card comedy tag team wrestler, but that's fine.
And Kevin Owens lost to fucking Happy Corbin. So what's the
He at
difference?
least lost dirty. It
It doesn't help much. Loss is a loss sometimes.
Helps a lot.
WWE Universe loss.
Which wait, let me think really quick.
Oh,
Yeah, this
I
match-
think you know why. I'm thinking how
Why?
because EST.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I get it.
Okay.
She's
Yeah,
clever.
I was just thinking about the main event. The main event's literally between three guys. Well, three of the guys all lost their previous 2 pay-per-view matches, I think. And one of them is Rey Mysterio, who's like never on, who's like barely ever
Well,
on
no,
TV.
4 of them because the Rey Mysterio last time was
lost, yeah, he
pay-per-view.
lost.
Oh yeah, he
Back
lost his.
title.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause he hasn't competed in a while.
God.
But anyway.
Opportunity.
But anyway,
Don't
yeah,
end
give
up-
opportunity to the guys that lose. That's great. But then next,
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
so next we had Damien Priest versus T-Bar, which so I love T-Bar. I'm happy to see him on TV, but this I don't really know what to make of this because, like, Cody, you were saying, well, before I got a chance to watch Raw, you're like, oh, Damien Priest is teasing a heel turn, and they're kind of teasing a T-Bar face turn. But since the DQ was T-Bar throwing a chair at Damien Priest's face, is that really teasing a babyface turn for
I don't know,
T-Bar?
Damien Priest going off like that, and the commentators really keying on, wow, I've never seen Damien Priest act like this. That there is something to that.
Yeah.
Also, T-Bar's from my hometown, so
Yeah, but I get that. Which, by the way, let's explain what happened. So T-Bar throws a chair at Priest's face for the DQ, then Damien Priest just annihilates T-Bar all around the ring, leaves him laying in the center. It's weird because
I didn't say that T-Bar was teasing a face turn. I said it just looked like Damien Priest. Like how can that not be? That's definitely heelish.
Yeah, it is. But it's just weird because of what brought it on. It was brought on by T-Bar healing. It's weird. It could be a Damien Priest heel turn, but it also could just be Damien Priest, like, not necessarily turning heel, but just becoming a more no-nonsense ass-kicking babyface rather than like the I'm so happy to be here babyface.
You cannot look past them changing Damien Priest's entrance.
That's true. I forgot about that because I forgot about that because I skip entrances. So I completely forgot about that.
It's important to notice those things.
Well, I skip entrances. If you skip entrances, you can watch Raw in like an hour and a half if you skip entrances.
But then you might miss on these important details.
But we'll see.
This is why this Raw was good to me. Like, I'm very interested to see what happens next week with Damien Priest. Like, is Damien Priest going to act out again? Like, if that happens again and he goes off again, like, you definitely know something's up.
Yeah. Like what I'm saying, I'm confused. I'm not saying it was bad because I also enjoyed it. I'm just saying, like, my thing is, like, I don't know what, like normally when things like this happen, we can all kind of guess where it's going. I really don't. Like, it could go one of two ways, and I really just don't know where the hell it's going.
I would love if T-Bar lost the fucking T-Bar name and just went
bring back, just make him Dominic Dijakovic again. People loved. He was over in NXT. He was
Dominic
super.
is a great name. Let's be.
I loved his when his entrance was like, oh, like he points
your eyes. Yeah, it's like.
Your
eyes. I love that.
He needs to get rid of the first name though. That fucking first name sucks.
I agree. Yeah. Same with Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's son has a really stupid first name too. Anyway,
dumb.
I think we can probably make up some time with these next 2 segments. Carmella cut a promo. Don't care. Carmella had a match. Don't care.
This is my second favorite least woman. I almost called her a diva because that's how she acts. But yeah, I do not want to talk about this because it's a travesty why she beat Liv.
Yeah, why is she beating Liv Morgan?
I have a theory on this. I have a theory on this.
Oh boy,
what is it?
Talk about it.
I have a theory that she's engaged to Corey Graves now. So I think there's a big conspiracy that Corey Graves is talking to management about getting her more wins and stuff.
But
I haven't heard this anywhere. I'm just saying.
yeah, I don't think that, because would Corey Graves really have that kind of pull with Vince?
See, if
I
it was
think Vin-
Michael
no,
Cole,
really,
it would be
I just think
different.
I just
He
think
must
Vince
love.
probably,
He loves Corey Graves. I know he does.
I think
Not as
Vince
much
probably
as,
thinks
like-
Carmelo's hot.
Not as much as Cole.
I don't
Like,
think Carmelo's that hot, to be honest with you.
I'm saying Vince probably does.
Not true, probably.
Vince McMahon is like, oh, if you were in the Attitude Era, oh boy, hubba.
Yeah,
Oh,
Carmelo versus Sable probably main events WrestleMania back then.
Let's move on.
So we had a really short vignette of Bearcat Lee, followed by a Bearcat Lee match for Cedric Alexander. I'm gonna throw all of my opinions of the Hurt Business now out the window, because they're not going to be used. They're not going to be used the way that they're not going to be used the way that I want them to be used. And I accept
it.
And I will say that this, if taking that out of consideration, I thought this was good. Bearcat Lee, he looks like the last, like here and against Akira Tozawa a couple weeks ago, he looks really strong. They're building him up to be credible. I think Cody, you might have said it a couple days ago. Or no, I think it was Dom. What one of you two?
I said I could see him beating Biggie for the title.
I kind of agree.
I said that.
But I said in our chat, that's what he's referring to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm referring to whoever said it like yesterday or whatever.
Yeah.
And I kind of see it. He's looked really strong.
I said it.
He beat someone else in Akira Tozawa too. Did he?
He did. I don't remember. I think he did, and I don't remember who.
A jobber.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. But yeah, I'm curious to see when I want him to be in an actual match versus actually somebody that's considered a decent.
I'm sure Shelton Benjamin will be next.
Well, Sean Ben's definitely going to be next because he had like that stare down thing with him.
And that's another thing I wanted to point out is I think it's a really good subtle piece of booking that, twice when the Hurt Business was called upon to attack Goldberg, they attacked without a second thought, but Keith Lee just stares at Shelton Benjamin and he backs away.
Yeah,
kind of sells Bear. I'm gonna always probably accidentally call him Keith Lee, but
I'll just call him.
But really selling him as like a legitimate threat, like scary human being. I thought I really liked that. I don't know if that's necessarily what they were going for, but that was great.
I don't know what they're going for with Keith.
I think they're gonna build him up to be if not the champion, a very good contender for the champion. So.
Yep, and that's what I thought they were gonna do. That's what they should. That's what they're hopefully doing. It literally writes itself. Don't fuck up.
Does it write itself? I don't know if it writes.
I don't know. You see a big guy, athletic. He's not bad on the mic. Just give him a mic. Give him a couple of wins.
The only thing about this character is. What is this character going to say on the mic? Like, what's his thing? I think, even though he's good on the mic, I think he would do great with a mouthpiece.
That's apparently what the plan was with Adam Cole.
Yeah. But you know who would be the perfect mouthpiece for Bearcat? And he's not even in WWE.
Leo Rush.
Oh my God. Get out of here with Leo Rush.
He's in NXT. Malcolm Bivens.
Nice.
Amazing for Bearcat. But the Diamond Mine's amazing, so I don't want them to break up anything.
But who said that the college guy from NXT?
What?
He's wait.
Oh, Chase, Andre Chase.
Yeah, have him and Keith Lee. Well, who's the guy who you complained about Eric yesterday? The inclusive guy. What's his name? I forget people's names.
Joe Case JC or something.
Yeah.
Joe Gracie.
There you go, Joe Gracie. Have Joe Gracie and Keith Lee pair up. There you go.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, my connection's pretty bad. It cut in just in time for me to hear the name Joe Gacy, I think is what I heard, and fuck you, whoever said Joe Gacy.
No, and Dom was just saying that should be Keith Lee's mouthpiece.
Okay, my connection's really bad, so I'm starting.
Okay, let's not
repeat
ourselves. Let's move on.
We're almost there.
Yeah, I can't.
Almost there.
Dom, move on.
Well, I'm waiting for Eric.
My connection's really bad. I can't hear anything. I think someone just pitched to me, so I'll just go ahead and start talking about the next thing. So we had the Mysterios backstage very briefly. We're interrupted by Austin Theory. Austin Theory has a match with Dominic Mysterio, wins fairly quickly. I like Austin Theory. I don't like Dominic Mysterio, so I liked everything about that. I'm just kind of just confused. What is the plan with Austin Theory exactly? I don't know, because this is it's back-to-back squash matches, but you can tell that the trajectory is completely different just because of the way that they're treated when they're not in matches. Bearcat Lee gets serious vignettes. Austin Theory takes selfies with people. So I don't know what they're trying to do with Austin Theory.
Mid-card, obviously, one is set up to be in the main event picture, the other in the mid-card picture, and that's pretty clear for me.
I don't know what Austin Theory is going to end up doing, but
Mid-card.
I feel like he'll end up being a jobber eventually. But for right now, like I enjoy his matches. He's good in the ring. He's really good in the ring.
Yep.
All right.
Nice. Just put the next banner up so Eric can know.
Yeah, that I guess that'll be my cue if my connection gets crappy, is when I see the next banner. I'll start.
Well, can you hear? You can hear us.
RK Bro versus someone's trying to talk. I think. No, I'm just gonna go. RK Bro versus Dirty Dogs for the title. We all knew that RK Bro was gonna win, but I was excited for this because and I'm going to. Okay, so this is gonna be a long statement. So hold out to the end. It's gonna sound like I'm shitting on Riddle, but I'm not. You have three very good, very polished, very solid workers in Randy Orton, Bobby Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. But then you also have Matt Riddle, who's like, he's green in his own way, but he does good enough stuff in the ring that he's against two guys in Roode and Ziggler that can get a good match out of people that have just talent, and Riddle does. So they had, I thought, a pretty solid match. I hated the finish though. That was my big thing coming out of this. Is it was a solid match between great workers, but Riddle's not better than Roode. That's an absolute joke. No, I'm not even entertaining. That's just such an absolute joke.
Eric,
but I hated the finish. You know that the Dirty Dogs aren't a threat to RK Bro. Have them win definitively. I don't like a roll up here when it's when it's a team that's clearly below him with your finisher. But Roode's a million times better than Riddle, and that's not even debatable.
That's such a bad take. Oh
no,
my!
It's not. Stop.
Yes, it is. 1,000 times better than Riddle.
I wouldn't say 1,000 times. That's a bit over exaggerated.
He is. It's not even debatable.
It's not. I mean, why hasn't Roode done anything in WWE? Really?
I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. But if anyone's trying to say that I'm wrong, that's hilarious.
You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Cody. Thanks, Eric.
Well, he's like super lagged out now. He's buffering. Like Cody thinks Eric is wrong. I like the match. I like the finish. That's all I'll say.
Here, we can move. We can do the Seth Rollins backstage because Eric is gonna take a little bit on it.
I love Seth Rollins.
Do you think it's a bit foreshadowing that he would have a backstage thing right before the event?
Was he back?
Yeah, I like that. So I still can't hear anything. I can't hear anything, but I see the banner. Yeah, Eric's right though. That's the thing. Eric's right, and it's hysterically right, but.
Okay.
The banner!
The banner! Okay, let me.
Okay, I literally can't hear anything.
The banner! The banner! Oh, God.
Oh, I'm gonna go. So Seth Rollins backstage, he did foreshadow a little that who's gonna win, which at the end of the day, it's all proof determined anyway. So it's like I don't really. I love Seth Rollins on the mic. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a decent backstage. This is the thing about wrestling in general. Too much backstage shit. It's just too much,
It is a lot.
It's too much. Like, who needs it? Like, why do we need to know that Seth Rollins is happy to have a match? Like, I'm expecting him to be happy. Like, some of this backstage stuff is just filler. Like, I remember when backstage stuff used to be intriguing. Now it's just filler. Like, I remember I'll give TNA this. You remember, Cody? You ever watch like this TNA like events, and it's always like a hidden backstage camera, and there's just people arguing. Like, I like that. Like, that stuff is cool. Like, that stuff, they need to do that more. Eric is a black screen now. But I guess we can go ahead and get our thoughts out the way for the Fatal 4-Way ladder match.
If he comes back, he comes back. If not, he's not.
Then yeah, unfortunately.
Tom, you go first.
Okay. First of all, it was exciting. For a sec, like, this is the thing with ladder matches, especially with the finish. Here's Eric. Let's try again. Especially with the finish, like, sometimes you're like, oh, why did this person not like just run in there and just tipped over the ladder? I feel like definitively everybody was laid out. You can't be like, oh yeah, Ray is out, gone through the table. Kevin Owens is gone through the ladder. That ladder spot was crazy, and that table spot from Rey Mysterio was about to like beat the table. You know, it was about to job and not snap. So that's not my dog.
So like, I think Kevin Owens like breaks ladders. Is he like just too fat to be in a ladder match? Every time he goes through, he gets thrown on a ladder and absolutely crushes. Unlike everybody else.
Remember when Big Show had the special ladder, the special titanium? I love that.
No, it was a really good match. It was a really good main event for Raw, and I think this was probably the most expected outcome for Seth Rollins.
I even predicted it.
Yeah, and you suck at predictions.
Exactly. That's how bad. That's how obvious it was.
I mean, but like, I'm not mad about it. Like,
I'm not either. I mean, I was just like, well, I think he's gonna drop the edge, and then he's gonna and be in the title feud.
And Seth's the best on the mic throughout those other three.
Exactly. I agree.
All right.
Can you hear us?
You guys kind of sound like robots. I can't hear a lot of what you're saying, but I assume it's my turn to talk about the ladder match. I really liked it. You know, I told you guys last night, just in general, when it comes to match stipulations, ladder matches tend to be, for me, the most frustrating to watch. And this isn't like a modern wrestling problem. This is just kind of a problem that's always been with ladder matches. Like, climb the fucking ladder. Don't take one step up and then count to 5 and take another. I get that you're trying to pretend that you're tired, but it borders on ridiculous sometimes how slow people climb the ladder, and like then when it's set up in a place that's clearly nowhere near the belts, they'll still try to climb it and they like reach for it, and it just looks ridiculous. But having said that, good ladder matches are fun to watch. This was good. They had a lot of fun spots. I think the right guy won. The most predictable man won, but that's not bad. You know, he's the heel in the match, and they have a babyface champion. So, you know, and I don't think, no matter who won this match, I don't think Big E's losing. So you just kind of need, especially, I consider Big E to still be fairly early in his championship reign, and you kind of fill these early spots with people that not only will he beat, but people want him to beat. And people are going to, since Seth's a heel, people are going to want him to beat. It's not like they're going to beat like a favorite, if that makes sense. So I see nothing wrong with this, and I'm sure they'll have a great match whenever it is that they have it.
And that point that Eric brought up, I don't know if you can hear me yet now, but that made me also expect like a Kevin Owens feud, because Kevin Owens is a shoo-in. Not because of maybe now not anymore because of the contract stuff and him maybe leaving, but when I think of like random ass people having feuds with Kevin Owens, he would randomly. I always think of TLC. Oh, TLC's coming up. Who should the champion feud with? Oh, Kevin Owens. They'll have a good TLC.
TLC's not pay-per-view.
Well, I'm just referring to Roman Reigns with Kevin Owens from last year. But that's just how I think. Either that, Seth Rollins, right man to have the feud. That would be a big win for Big E. Other than that, good Raw, and yeah, nothing else. Like we don't have to discuss many things. We can define what is bad and we don't want to talk about, and what is good, and we'll just talk about how good it is. We don't have to, discuss.
No way. Nope.
I mean, yes, actually, yes.
No. No.
Agree.
Nope.
Agreed.
Nope.
All right, Eric. If you can hear us, go ahead and give us your final thoughts about Raw. Okay,
These are the
he's
final
gonna-
thoughts.
Oh, he heard you. Woo!
Yeah, these are the final thoughts. Cody, do you have anything else to say?
My final thoughts. Riddle was probably the best wrestler in that match.
Okay, and my final thoughts is thank you for watching. Good Raw. We made good time. Actually, I like this. If we can have a review like this every time, it would be great, but we can't because there's gonna be some dumb shit the WWE does, and we're gonna have to talk about it for like 30 minutes because we have to dog on them. That's just how it is. SmackDown is on Friday, like it usually is, I guess. I don't know what.
Dynamite's on tonight.
What's that?
Dynamite's on tonight.
Oh, your Dynamite's on tonight. Yeah. Other than that, yeah.
See you Friday.
See you guys. Adios.